We grow up with a very specific idea of the lion. It is the undisputed king of the jungle, an animal that represents ultimate power. But there is a glaring problem with that famous title. Lions do not live anywhere near a jungle. Their actual biological habitat looks like this. They are built for the dry, wide-open plains and grasslands of the African savanna. This means our most basic, everyday understanding of this animal is built entirely on a geographic fantasy. The confusion starts with a simple mistranslation. The word jungle traces back to an ancient Sanskrit word, jangala. And originally, jangala didn't mean a lush rainforest at all. It described an arid, uncultivated wilderness, exactly where lions actually live. But as Victorian-era explorers and 20th century media got hold of the term, they warped its meaning. Books and films permanently cemented the image of lions ruling over dense, tropical canopies. Western cultures eagerly adopted this mythical, invincible version of the animal, turning it into the ultimate symbol to project imperial and royal authority, which leads to a strange historical irony. The United Kingdom uses the lion on its royal crests to project strength, despite the fact that the animal has been extinct on those islands for over 14,000 years. The king of the jungle we revere is a human invention, and that cultural myth often blinds us to the reality of the actual biological animal. If we strip away the royal mythology and look through a strict scientific lens, the lion isn't a monarch ruling over subjects. It is a tertiary consumer, bound by the strict rules of a food web. This diagram shows the savanna's Trophic Pyramid. Producers like grasses form the wide base. Above them sit primary consumers, like grazing herds. Next are secondary consumers, like crocodiles, hunting those herds. Finally, the lion crowns the pyramid as apex predator, pulling energy from below. Biological kings don't rule from above. Their very existence is propped up entirely by the fragile layers of the ecosystem beneath them. The lion's true ecological duty is population control. As a keystone species, it strictly regulates the numbers of the primary and secondary consumers. Removing the top block causes what biologists call meso-predator release. Without the lion, those middle tiers rapidly swell in size. This triggers a trophic cascade. Unchecked, overpopulated herbivores decimate the baseline vegetation, causing the entire pyramid structure to eventually collapse. The lion isn't there to conquer the savanna. It acts as the biological keystone, keeping the whole system from falling apart. This brings us to a central tragedy. While the mythical lion printed on flags and coats of arms is immortal, the living biological animal is rapidly losing its kingdom. This line graph tracks the wild lion population from 1950 to the present day. You can see a catastrophic 90% plummet, dropping from roughly 200,000 lions mid-century down to just 20,000 today. The primary drivers of this collapse are extreme habitat fragmentation and agricultural encroachment. Humans are cutting directly into the wild landscape. This forces the animals into narrow edge zones. When starving lions are pushed into close proximity with pastoral herders, dense herds of livestock become an irresistible target, which inevitably leads to retaliatory killings by humans. Our own expansion proves that the invincible king of our stories is defenseless against human progress. To save the isolated remaining prides from genetic decline, there is an immediate biological necessity to establish and maintain protected dispersal corridors. But that scientific reality often clashes with our cultural complacency. We assume the king of the jungle is completely untouchable, so we just don't act like it needs saving. If we don't protect the actual living animal, the lion will be reduced to what it already is in the United Kingdom, a fictional ghost living entirely on our flags.